Okay, let's unpack this. Today we're looking at some excerpts from a source called Learning English, a comprehensive guide.
Right. And the main theme, well, it's right there in the title, really. It boils down to that question: how to learn English.
Such a simple question on the surface.
Exactly. But our mission here, is to look a bit closer, to see what this particular guide actually suggests is involved in answering that how. We want to pull out some of the core ideas from the source.
Yeah, because if you're someone who's maybe asked that before, or perhaps you're asking it right now, well, this deep dive is definitely for you.
It's about getting past the general idea and seeing what foundational advice a guide like this offers. What's the starting point?
And what jumps out, I think, is that it's not just saying work hard. The source seems to point straight towards having a method.
hmm Consistency seems to be a big one of these excerpts. It highlights regular exposure, daily maybe, not just cramming now and then.
Makes sense. Little and often.
Right. And that practice needs focus. The guide seems to break down the task, doesn't it?
It does. It talks about the four core skills:
Yeah.
listening, speaking.
Reading and writing, yeah. It's
Yeah.
not passive.
Yeah.
You have to actively engage with all of them.
And this connects to another point I saw about vocabulary. It's not just about lists.
Oh, definitely. The force seems to suggest that learning words in context is, well, much more effective.
Seeing how they're actually used.
Exactly. In sentences, conversations, articles,
Yeah.
that helps them stick and hopes you actually use them later.
The excerpts also seem to acknowledge the tricky parts, the challenges.
Right, like hitting a wall, a plateau, that's presented as pretty normal.
And understanding that as part of it, the source implies overcoming it might mean, shaking things up, trying different methods.
Yeah, diversifying your approach. So if you kind of pull back and look at the big picture from these excerpts,
Mm-hmm.
the fact that there is a comprehensive guide and it breaks things down into these steps, consistency, the skills, context, dealing with challenges, shows something important.
That it's not just wanting to learn.
Precisely. The question, how to learn English, might be simple, but the path seems to involve a deliberate strategy. It's work, sure, but guided work, based on how language learning actually happens.
Okay, so wrapping up our thoughts on the source material for today's deep dive.
We've seen that asking how to learn English leads this guide to stress basics, like consistent practice.
Targeting those core skills, learning vocabulary in context, and knowing that you'll hit bumps in the road.
Yeah, it shifts from just a question to like a strategic plan almost.
So for you listening, maybe think about this. If you're on this journey or considering it, do these points, consistency, skills, context, do they ring true for you?
Why are these specific ideas about how to learn English relevant to where you are right now or where you might be heading?
And maybe a final thought to leave you with. Based on just these hints from the guide,
Hmm.
what does breaking down how to learn English into these sort of actionable steps tell us about learning any complex skill?
Oh, interesting. Does it always come back to that? Consistent, focused work on the core parts. Something to think about.